What's up, guys? I'm back. Hey, I'm sorry for leaving y'all boys hanging for a little too long, man. Had some stuff to take care of, but we're gonna switch it up from anime and movie reviews today, and we're gonna get into the sports, and we're gonna go into like my third favorite sport. Well, I'm just gonna say I'm just into fight, man. That's what got me into anime in the first place. We're gonna talk about boxing today. We're gonna talk about that crazy 147 division. They got everybody hyped. Danny Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Adrian Broner, Kell Brook, Mickey Garcia. Like these boys got, and Keith Thurman. These boys got, these boys got fighters everywhere, man. And I think this is going to be the division that gets boxing back on the map as far as like drawing so many more fans back into the sport outside of just old heads and just diehard avids like myself. And Deontay Wilder's doing a hell of a job in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua too. Javante Tank Davis for Floyd is doing is a good job. I hope that Lomachenko versus Tank Davis fight actually happen. I think that's another good fight. That'd be good for the sport, drawing some fandom to it because it's Floyd, so you know he's going to market it. Lomachenko is one of the best fighters in the game by far, like top 3 pound for pound in the world. But it's only like 2 people in that division. There's only like 2 or 3 people in heavyweight. With Andre Ward retiring, that took a good young gun from light heavyweight. I like the Charlo brothers. I do like the Charlo brothers. Yeah, but that's just, like I said, that's only like 2. 147 has like 7 dudes, and it's like 10 deep as far as like anytime, 10 fighters deep as far as any combination will draw my attention as far as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go check out that fight. And right now, September 8th, we have Sean Porter versus Danny Garcia. Them boys it's been a lot of words getting tossed around. Them boys been itching for a good fight lately too. Danny Garcia, fresh off a good showing. He dropped Rios. I think it's Brandon Rios. He dropped him on the mat a couple times. That boy looked like he was he need to get back in the gym. His head was not on the swivel at all. Danny was just dropping him, and you know Danny good for that no look left hook. And I don't even think he didn't even have to hit him with the no look. He was looking at him the whole time when he dropped him on the floor, just straight bow, and he just fell. Big fan of Danny Garcia though, man. First time I saw him fight versus Zab Judah. Boy, quick, good punches, crisp technician, strong ass chin. I'm not really a big fan of Sean Porter like that. He's a good fighter though, definitely a good fighter. It's the stuff outside of the ring. It's stuff that not necessarily to deal with his fight skills that make me not necessarily his supporter of his. Cause like I ain't know, every time you see him in the interview, his pops do so much talking. Be like, bro, like that's your dad. Like say something. That man saying how you feel. You're a grown man. Like it's that. And it be the first time I saw him fight versus Adrian Broner. And I'm not a Broner fan. Like I was so anti-Broner when he was first out in that baby Floyd stuff. Like I don't want to fight my brother. Like this stuff he sounded so gay to me. Nothing against people of that demographic. What people do in their houses, their own business. I'm any of future subscribers and subscribers that are now, I have nothing against LGBT community at all. So do not start the bashing. But I just thought that he was probably a little undercover, but he liked women. But anyway, I wasn't a fan of his. When I saw him fighting Sean Porter, I was like, Sean Porter will kick his ass and Broner put him on the map. On the mat. And I'm like, oh my God, dog. He got up, he shook it off. But it was just like, bro, that was somebody real. You get hit like that in boxing. When somebody real do you like that, you fall to the map. Sometimes you don't get a chance to get back up, bro. Sometimes you sleep. Ask Pacquiao. So I'm rooting for Danny Garcia in this one. And Sean Porter is definitely capable of winning because he's a natural aggressor. And Danny Garcia can be a little passive like he was in that Keith Thurman fight. Hopefully he's not like that in this fight. Because if he actually is just a full-blown technician, he necessarily got to be ultra-aggressive. But just don't let Sean Porter get like free points when he's just naturally more aggressive than you are. I think another fight that I believe I heard is Mickey Garcia is supposed to be going against Keith Thurman in a pay-per-view. Mickey Garcia is one of the dark horses in the wild cards of the division. He don't get as much love as he should. because he's just not as good as like the top 4 fighters, Danny Garcia, um, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford. And, I wouldn't even say he's that much of a. I don't think he's a better fighter than Sean Porter, but he could prove me wrong. And he's definitely not a better fighter than Errol Spence, but he could, at the very least, he's probably just as good of a fighter as Sean Porter, which in my mind, isn't give you that much of a leverage as far as being top 5. You're probably just like borderline top 5, maybe 6 or 7. But he's a good fighter though, and Errol Spence should be the favorite versus Mickey Garcia in this pay-per-view. I doubt he catches a win, but you never know with boxing. It's the one sport where you got a puncher's chance because they literally punching. I think the newcomer, Terrence Crawford, to the division, is making a lot of noise, getting a lot of hype. He's trending right now, crazy. First fight, very impressive win on what's his name? I'm losing track. Joe Horn. Not really. His win was impressive. His competition just wasn't. I mean, Joe Horn was a newcomer himself. I thought Manny Pacquiao won that first fight, to be honest. But Pacquiao is used to getting robbed, so it is what it is. I think his next fight is going to be crucial because that was just kind of like just getting your feet wet to just let you know that you're not going to be overwhelmed with the weight division change. I think his next fight has to be a solid victory, a solid win. Some people say it'd be good if he fought Pacquiao and get his because he's not that popular of a fighter yet. He's just gaining some buzz, but he feel like that he need to fight somebody like Pacquiao, so people see him beat Pacquiao, so that might give him some buzz. But they helped Joe Horn a little bit, but people know that was a robbery. Maybe that's because people know these were robberies when Pacquiao lose outside of the Floyd. But I don't want to see Pacquiao fight too much more. Pacquiao a politician. I'd rather see him fight Adrian Broner, who's also another popular fighter, but it wouldn't just look like too much of a mismatch as far as like, well, I know Adrian Broner a heartbeat in him. Pacquiao, I don't think his heart is in it anymore. Kell Brook could be another good fight for him. I feel like Adrian Broner would be the good fight to build his popularity, and so he can ticket sales. But Kell Brook could be good as far as like a legit victory on your boxing resume, so you can get better fights in the future, an even better fight faster. Because you beat Adrian Broner, then I think your next level fight would be like fighting Kell Brook. You beat Kell Brook, your next fight might be a title fight. I think it'd be perfect if he fought Keith Thurman, because he's going to have, unlike the rest of these boys like Errol Spence, Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, who have fights like over this next month, over these next 2 or 3 months coming up. Terrence Crawford just came off a fight, so he's not going to. I don't think he'll be fighting again in 2018. Keith Thurman is still rehabbing from injury, so I think with these two, with everybody else having fights like over the next 2 months, their next fight is probably going to be like around maybe St. Patrick's Day, maybe like Cinco de Mayo, like around that April to Mayish wave. So I feel like if Terrence Crawford, since he just had a fight like last month, maybe 2 months ago, that I think he can fight like Adrian Broner or Kell Brook or somebody like that at the end of the year, like sometime around that time, like maybe Christmas or January, and he can that'll give time for Keith Thurman to kind of wrap up with his injury. Even though he might be about wrapped up now, but definitely for sure wrapped up and get into his training regimen and book a tune-up fight, because he's been out the ring for a little over 2 years now, so he might need to just make sure the rust is gone before he get into the ring. Nobody can knock him for that, especially if they want a quality fight as a champion. And in that meantime, Terrence Crawford can be getting himself more established as a worthy adversary in this division. And by the time he gets a good victory over solid competition, maybe Kell Brook first, they'll be right in time for Keith Thurman to get his tune-up fight set up and going, and he can go right into fighting Keith Thurman. If not, if Keith Thurman wanted a couple more months, he can squeeze out a fight versus like Adrian Broner to just boost his popularity a little more before his title fight. And it's word out in the streets right now that Danny Garcia, he's trying to take all big money fights. He trying to get a $10 million purse in one of these fights. So if he trying to get paid like that, he has to take all like crazy contenders, crazy fights. And it's the perfect division, right? The division is right now for that. So if he mess around and gets this win on Sean Porter and gets a belt, he says I think he's trying to take the winner between Errol Spence and Mickey Garcia. And that's like one of the first of future super fights that'll be crazy because Errol Spence and Danny Garcia been taking nudges at each other. We think both of them, Errol Spence is the young gun. Danny Garcia used to be that young gun, but now he's like one of the prime fighters. That'll be perfect. Both of them boys right at the peak of their powers. I mean, Errol Spence might get even better, but it's going to take one of these fights to make him propel himself to get even better. And this would be the only time I've seen Danny Garcia really just get tested like that. It hasn't been a lot like that lately. The last time was Keith Thurman and he took an L. The time before the last time I seen him just truly just get really tested was versus maybe Zab Judah. But Errol Spence was tested versus Kell Brook, and he earned his title. I think he ran away in the first round with his last fight. So I think this would be right and perfect. After Danny Garcia then got his legs back and tearing up Brandon Rios, this would be perfect for him. I mean, and he about to have Sean Porter on his belt. If he get a victory on Sean Porter, he's gonna be like iron sharpens iron, man. He's gonna be ripe and ready for Errol Spence after a fight like Mickey Garcia to sharpen his own iron himself, because that's gonna be a top fight as well. So them boys can clash. They're gonna need some time off after that. I know he want big boy fights, but since you ain't gonna be taking no tune-up fights, you're gonna need time to make sure you're good and recovered. And that's gonna come out perfect, because when whoever unifies, if Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman haven't settled whatever they need to settle by then, they're gonna have time. And I think hopefully it'll end up being Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. I think that's gonna be the big fight of fights. That ain't Joe Frazier, Ali, but that's gonna be it's gonna be one of the best fights in this division to have in a good little minute. That's they might as well have that either in Vegas or New York. It might be dope if they have it in New York. If it's in Vegas, that lets you know that it's gonna be a crazy big money fight, and they should get a lot of people there. Hell, Floyd might even be there ringside with his own entourage and his own little promos going, because he act like he the king of Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to it though. In the meantime, it's gonna be definitely little smaller interval fights that I think should go on. Like, even little small fights like Kell Brook versus Adrian Broner, or Adrian Broner versus fighting Pacquiao. Even though I don't want Pacquiao to fight no more, Pacquiao is still a name. I think this division is definitely promising, man. In the end, that's my perspective. That's how I think the whole little bracket is going to work out. Danny over Sean Porter, Errol over Mickey, Terrence Crawford over whoever he end up fighting to end up getting a title fight. I think it's going to be some unification fights later down the road between Terrence Crawford between Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. And it might be and the winner of them two going to most likely have another fight down the road between either Keith Thurman and Terrence Crawford for another unification fight. All I know is this journey that we're about to deal with over the next 2 to 3 years is about to be something special. This is some Hagler, Hearns time frame where it's just going to be a lot of great boxing going on in multiple divisions, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Can't wait. This is Marquez again, man. I'm going to make sure I stick around, keep some videos for these videos like this for you guys coming. If y'all want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is Quez, spelled backward, which is Zouk, Z-E-U-Q. So it will be @ 3 times, 3 _ Z-E-U-Q on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Snap, Cool Quez _ 2 zeros. It's been a pleasure, guys. Y'all hit that subscribe button. You hit that bell so you get notified when I drop my next video. And y'all guys be safe out here, man. Stay blessed.